Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know what time it is when y'all hear that song, that best theme song. Welcome to episode 16 of Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host, Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm working with the best crew in the world. The best co-host in the game. I love you, bro. You are the best, Tim. What's going on, brother?
What's good, bro?
Everything good with you?
Yeah, man. We got the royal grain on today, baby. Kelly grain on. Good week for me, man. Good week for me.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. You had a great week. Once again, man, you the best co-host in the game. I love you, bro. Thank you, man.
Likewise. Appreciate you, bro, for
I
real.
know you had a great week. I know your phone's line. It was a little quiet this week, but we'll get to
Quiet.
that momentarily. It was quiet. Hey, bro, did you? I got a question. Did you happen to ride past the bank on Sunday?
I did.
And,
With the
and what
mask on.
happened? And what
It
happened?
was, it was a robbery, y'all. I told
And
you,
you
it was
ain't
a
called the
robbery.
police or nothing. You a bad individual. You a
You know
terrible
what I'm
ass
saying?
man. You terrible for that. You know better. You terrible for that. Ladies and gentlemen, the best producer in the game. We love him. The guy that makes us look good. Ross, what's going on, brother?
What's good, Josh? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you, bro. You are the best. I love you, man. You are the goat of the goat. And yeah, man, we are so thankful to have you.
I appreciate it. Like I said, y'all the best at it too. Y'all make my job kind of easy. So I just do what I do, but y'all make it look good. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to thank everybody for watching last week's show. Appreciate you for tuning in and watching this week's show. We aim, like Ross said, to be the best we can be. So we appreciate that. We appreciate y'all for y'all support. Um, Great week in sports, jam-packed show. So Ross will let them know where they can follow us on socials.
yes, sir. Follow us on Instagram at highly opinionated underscore and follow us on X at highly o underscore ss. And of course, you already on YouTube. So go ahead. We've been getting our comments up. We've been commenting back. We like to see that. So just make sure you subscribe to the page. Our subscribers have been going up. And again, we like to see that. So we definitely appreciate all that. But just make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment. And yeah.
Absolutely. We love that. The 100 subscription on YouTube gets $100 personally from me. So Tim did that for 50. We'll do that for 100 on YouTube, the 100 subscribers. So we appreciate your love and support. Tim, you ready to get this episode started, my brother?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. So, college football, the regular season has ended. Week 14 was the last week of the college football regular season. Let's recap the three games that we picked, starting with Memphis and Tulane. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a Thanksgiving Day game. Great game by Memphis. Memphis won 34-24. That Memphis team, I picked them. I picked them to be the Group of Five champion. They won't be the Group of Five champion, but they've been balling out towards the end of the season. That, if I'm not mistaken, they're 10-2 for the season.
Yep.
So they've been balling out not just at the end of the season. They've been balling out the whole season. Tulane couldn't stop the pass. They couldn't stop the run. Anderson, the running back, had 24 attempts, 177 yards, and a touchdown. The quarterback for Memphis was 22 of 29, 218 yards and 2 touchdowns. Taylor, the wide receiver, 7 catches, 96 yards. Memphis was just a better team. You picked Memphis. I picked Tulane. I was wrong on that. Better team won. Congratulations to Memphis on a 10-2 season.
Yeah, you gave him the stats. So, yeah, Memphis definitely, they came to play, man. They controlled the clock, time of possession. Like you said, the running back got the game going. So, time of possession, they had the ball for 38 minutes and 35 seconds. So, they had the ball majority of the game, and they forced 3 turnovers. So, like you said, they just look better than Tulane. And I thought the quarterback, Shane Hennigan, he been in school for 4 years. So, I knew he was like a vet presence. That's why I went with Memphis, just because he been there so long and know the system in and out. So, shout out to Memphis, though. 10-2, man. That's a great year.
Absolutely. Tulane messed up their chances just in case Boise State lost. Tulane would have been that next Group of 5 that made the playoffs, so they messed that up. Now that UNLV, Boise State, Mountain West Championship game, the winner of that game will go into the college football playoff as the Group of 5 champion. The next game that we're going to go over, once again, before we flip to the next game, congratulations to Memphis, 10-2 season. Great job by Memphis. Next game we're going to go over, South Carolina Gamecocks, man, the hottest team in the country. They beat Clemson at Clemson 17-14. South Carolina, defensive game, Sellers, the quarterback Sellers, he made timely plays to win the game, 13-21, 164 yards, passing, 1 interception. But he beat him on the ground, 16 attempts rushes, 166 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. That man was looking like a mini Lamar Jackson out there making people look stupid and dumb. the funny thing about this is that you thought before the games progressed that this loss for Clemson would have ended their season. But they got some help. Miami lost at Syracuse, so now Clemson's in the ACC championship game against SMU. If Clemson wins that game, they're in the college football playoff, and they steal a bid from someone. So congratulations to South Carolina. Tim, you called it, bro. You was on South Carolina early when most people gave up on them. They finished the season 9-3, 5-3 in conference. South Carolina's a hot team, and it's hard to say right now. Looking at it, they're not one of the 12 best teams in the country.
Yeah, man. So. Yeah, I got an eye sometimes. Sometimes I can see things.
You got them.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this was a great game. I picked Clemson. It was a great game to me. I know people like high scoring, but like this game, like it came down to like will. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about the skill no more. It's like who gonna will the team to win, and that's what Sellers did. Because at one point, they just kept running quarterback power. That's all they started doing. They ain't passing the ball. We just running Sellers, and they couldn't stop Sellers. Cade Klubnik, they had a game-winning drive percolating, and then he threw a bad throw. I don't even know why he threw that pass because they was already in field goal range.
Yeah, they were already in field goal range.
Like 15. It was just a bad read, like a bad thought. Like he was trying to get the ball away, but it hit the boy's hand and it bounced up, bad tip. But that was a great game, man. Like I like both teams, so like I picked Clemson, but. Great game for South Carolina. Shout out to Shane Beamer and them. I hope they get in some kind of way, man. I hope they get in.
I hope so too. The problem is that the teams that they're going against, Alabama beat them. So to me that head-to-head gonna matter. So I text you this, and I told you we text. Obviously we text all the time, but sadly the game's on. We text. It's hard to say South Carolina's not one of the 12 best teams right now. I'm not saying they can win the national championship.
Yeah.
They are one of the 12 best teams right now.
Sure.
It's hard not to, it's watching them. It's like, damn, they find ways to win. They ball out. That 12 o'clock window was crazy too. Michigan beating Ohio State. That was wicked. And then this game was at 12 o'clock too. That 12 o'clock window was the best window last week for college football.
Definitely.
The last game that we're going to go over, the winner of this game will play Georgia in the SEC championship game. And as of now, it was the Texas Longhorns. They beat Texas A&M 17-7. A defensive game as well. Both teams played defense. Quinn Ewers had an interception. Texas ran the ball over 40 times with different running backs and quarterbacks. Arch Manning even got a rushing touchdown. With Texas A&M, with Reed, I like Reed. He's a mobile quarterback, but just right now he's a freshman. So you got to learn them freshman mistakes. That's why I feel like that's why we both took Texas.
Yeah.
In a game like this, I'm going to go with the better defense, the better coach, and the more established and experienced quarterback. And that's what Quinn Ewers did. He was established. He was efficient. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 17-28. He did what he needed to do to get the win. But that Texas defense balled out. And now Texas will play Georgia in Atlanta, Georgia, for the SEC championship game.
I thought this game would be a blowout. Like it was blowout. It's like it had the potential to be a blowout. And then Texas had that turnover that they ran it back. So, like, they was really dominating A&M for majority of the game. Like, it wasn't really as competitive as the score looks like. Like, Texas was clearly the better team. A&M will be better next year with Reed if he comes back. You know how that transfer portal works. He might not come back for some reason. But, so shout out to Texas, man. They got a big game with Georgia coming up. I'm excited to see that rematch.
Absolutely. Great rematch. That game, obviously, we will pick in a few minutes, but that game is Saturday at 4 o'clock on ABC. Just FYI, ABC, not CBS. CBS lost the rights to the SEC. Now ESPN, ABC has the rights to the SEC. The SEC championship game is Saturday at 4 o'clock on ABC. Speaking of the championship week, one more thing. Before we get to that, congratulations to Michigan. Congratulations to Sharon Moore. Big upset win. And Ryan Day, I'm not one of these guys on TV that say you should lose your job. But I'm gonna just say this: I'm not saying I would fire you, but I'm gonna just hit you with this. At some point in time, bro, you're gonna have to beat Michigan. If you don't win the national championship this year, I would definitely expect Ohio State to start looking for replacements. You got to win the national championship more likely than not to keep his job because you can't keep losing Michigan. So, on with the championship week. Let's start with the first game. We have the ACC championship game, as we went over earlier. Clemson plays SMU. SMU is Clemson. Let me find it. Clemson is 9-3. SMU is 11-1. SMU is favored by 2.5. The over/under is 57. This game is Saturday at 8 o'clock on ABC. Who you like?
Man, I've been debating this decision all day, man. I'm giving SMU this. I'm a first year in conference. I'm gonna go SMU. Slight edge.
SMU. Okay.
Slight edge. Slight edge.
Okay.
Not
you
confident.
like SMU?
Not confident.
Not confident at all. Okay. I feel you on that. I ain't gonna lie. This game, out of all the games, this one in the SEC championship game, I kind of like it's like back and forth because it's like, all right, I can see this, I can see that.
Right. Like, yeah.
You took SMU. I'm not just doing this for show, but I'm sorry. I'm taking Clemson. Bro, they just don't die. They lose. They like, all right, well, we good. Somebody else gonna F up. So now we can get there. And we text. I wanted Miami so bad and play SMU. We wanted that so bad. I ain't gonna lie, I would probably pulled up on you and watch that game with you. Just because. But now, I'm not calling you 8:00 on Saturday. I'll just text you. I'm not. Hopefully the Big Ten championship game will be on during this time, so I can watch that. I just think Clemson, they won't die, and there's a reason why they won't die. So I'm taking Clemson to win. I like Clay Kupnick. I think Dabo gonna get them boys right. Hey, listen, man, it's our chance. It's either now or never. If we don't win now, it's never. So let's go. Give me Clemson. The next game that we're gonna go over, speaking of, same time, Big Ten championship game. Penn State and Oregon. These guys play. This is the Big Ten championship game. This game is in Indianapolis. Oregon is favored by 3.5. Over under is 49.5. This game is, again, Saturday, 8:00 on CBS. I'll start us off. I am taking Oregon. I think Oregon's the better team. I do not trust James Franklin in big games. He backed his way into the Big Ten championship game because Ohio State couldn't beat Michigan. I don't know how Indiana didn't get there because I wish Indiana and Penn State would have played. Then we could have really saw who was the second or third best team in the conference. Right. They didn't have that. But regardless of that, be that as it may, I'm taking Oregon. Give me Dylan Gabriel. I like the coach. I forgot Dan Lanning. I like him. Yeah. He's an SEC type of coach, offensive line, defensive line, line of scrimmage, and he's going to make the right calls. And again, I trust him, and I trust Gabriel over Penn State with Allard and Franklin. I don't trust them at all in big games. They got to show me for me to start believing them. Give me the Ducks.
Yeah, man, this game, boy, man, I tell you, I want Penn State to win so bad, but logic says they won't, man. give me Dylan Gabriel and Oregon, man. They going. I hope this game close for Franklin's sake, man.
Ooh, you think we gonna be like, all right? You think you're gonna be texting me like JD? Now you need to turn to the ACC championship.
Yeah, bro.
That's what you're gonna be texting me.
I'm hoping for their sake, man. Yeah, because I see a way it could get ugly, man.
Bro,
I'm hoping.
Then why is, and I'm not trying to debate this now, but why is Penn State in the playoffs?
Man, I don't know, man. They got to figure out this schedule thing, yo. It don't make sense to me,
you got to play. You got to have the top team
play everybody.
You got to, because like Penn State, they didn't play Ohio State, they didn't play Michigan. The best team they played was
Ohio State.
Oh, I'm sorry. They did play Ohio State.
Yeah, they play Ohio State.
They play Ohio State, but they didn't play Indiana. They didn't play Indiana, didn't play Michigan, and didn't play Oregon.
Yeah, like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the top teams in the conference.
Yeah, that's the best teams in the conference. Now, you're right about that. Yeah, so we both like the Ducks. Again, I like Penn State. Know some graduates that went to Penn State. Shout out to Pop. Shout out to Adrian. Love you guys. You guys are the best. I just need to see your coach do it. And if your coach do it, I don't mind picking him, but I need to see him do it in big games. And this is the biggest game of James Franklin's career up to this point. The next game we're going to go over, the Big 12 championship, Iowa State and Arizona State. A couple weeks ago, an unlikely championship matchup, but Iowa State and Arizona State got there. They're both 10-2 teams. Arizona State is favored by 2, over under 51. This game is Saturday at 12 o'clock on ABC. I'll let you start us off, my good brother. Who you like?
Man, Arizona State has been on the tail lately. Scatterboo, that running back, I like him a lot. And the offense been putting up points with ease, man. It looked real easy. Iowa State, man, they led by the quarterback. He a sophomore. And they been playing good down the stretch. But, man, I think Arizona State physicality and that running game, man, I think it's going to be too much for Iowa State. So give me Arizona State to win the game.
Give you Arizona State. And by the way, these teams, looking at the Arizona State schedule, they have not played. This is the first time they played all season long. You like Arizona State? Arizona State is more of the offensive type team than Iowa State. Iowa State likes to play defense, muck it up. They can score a little bit, but this one too is a waffle. Not waffle, but this one too is a tossy-turny one because you can like Iowa State, you can like Arizona State. I'm going to take Iowa State. I like the quarterback Beck, even though he was 13 to 35. He got to play better, but that was outside in the freezing cold. So I think he'll play better inside of a dome. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this game is at Jerry's World, Arlington, Texas, inside the dome. I'm going to take Iowa State. I think Iowa State is a better defensive team. I think they were in pole position early in the Big 12. They lost a couple games. I felt like that got them right. They started being a quote-unquote playoff contention once they lost those games because they had to win out to get to the conference championship. So I'm going to take Iowa State. I like Beck, and I love the Coach Campbell. I love him. I love his grit and grind. I love his toughness and tenacity with this team. Iowa State is not a fancy football organization, or not organization, but school. Yeah. So the fact that he got those guys up, and they're competitive in almost any and every game, even the games that they lost. They lost one game by one. They lost one game, but they lost one game by one game by 9. So it's not like they get blown out or anything like that. Give me Iowa State. Next game that we're going to go over, ladies and gentlemen, is the SEC Championship game. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a rematch. Georgia and Texas. These guys played, I am getting it up now. These guys played week 8. That game was in Austin. Georgia won 30-15. Georgia basically dominated the defensive line and the offensive line. They ran the ball down Texas' throat. They killed them on the defensive line. Yours was sacked 5 times. Manning was sacked 2 times in that game. And my motto is that when 2 teams play each other in the regular season, for the most part, I always go with the team that lost to get revenge for the second game. But I'm going to take Georgia in this game. And the reason why I'm going to take Georgia, I'm sorry, I know it's Georgia Tech, and we have respect for Georgia Tech because we respect the ACC more than most people. But that Georgia game really convinced me that Kirby really the best coach in the country. Just on how he masterminded them overtimes with the timeouts, called them at the right exact time so he can get a read on the plays, how he did it right. So I'm in these games, I always take the best coach and the best quarterback. I know you are not a Carson Beck fan, but you got to admit, some of his downfalls is not all on him. It's part situation, part him. Some of the passes you throw, they're beyond stupid. So I'll give you that. But I'm going to take the best coach. Give me Kirby. Give me the Bulldogs. I like Georgia.
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, a revenge game. Pretty much, man. I think Texas, I feel like Texas, they got disrespected that first game. I don't think they, you know what I'm saying? And it was yours first game back. So he ain't look ready to me neither. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he practiced much that week and none of that. So, I think that game was one of them games oh, yeah, we'll see them again. It's going up with them. So, give me Texas, man. I think Texas beat them this time.
Obviously, I think that's the game of the day. Can't wait for that Saturday at 4 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, that game is on, again, ABC. Next game that we're going to preview, we're previewing all the 9 conference championship games, the AAC, the American Athletic. You have number 17, Tulane, 9-3, against 10-1, Army. Tulane is favored by 4.5. The over-under is 45.5. This game will be Friday at 8 o'clock on ABC. I started us off the last time with picking Georgia. I'll let you start us off with this one, brother. Who you like, Tulane or Army?
So Tulane coming out, they Memphis lost. They didn't look physical enough to me. I think that's why they lost. One of the main reasons they lost to Memphis. And Army, man, that triple option, man, it's hard to stop, man, especially when you add that pass aspect to it. I'm going Army for the upset, man. I think they're going to out-physical Tulane, have them on the field too long. Defense going to get tired, and they're going to put up enough points. And then I looked the other day, Army got a top 20 defense in the nation. So I like both sides of the ball. So give me Army.
This game is at Army. American Championship, the higher-ranked team, the best conference record, you get the game at home. So this game is at Army. They have not played against each other. We look for that in conference championships. Have you played against each other during the season? How did that game go? Stuff like that. I am going to take Tulane to win this game for the reasons you said. They got bullied last week with Memphis. They know if they don't come right with this, they're going to get bullied off the field because Army will run the ball literally every play. Yep. So they know they got to come right. They got to come prepared. Also with Tulane, my bad, I'm sorry. Also with Tulane, again, they play Navy. So they play a similar type of school that's going to run the ball type of offense, run the ball, smash them all down your throat. They beat them 35-0. I don't think they'll blow Army out 35-0, but I do think they'll beat Army. Give me Tulane to beat Army. And again, they're favored by 4.5. I think they'll probably win anywhere. I'd say 3. 4.5 might be pushing it, but I would take Tulane to at least win by 3. The next game that we're going to go over is the Conference USA game. Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State. This game is at Jacksonville State. Both teams are 8-4. As
they just played, bro.
I know they just played last week. I know, literally just played.
Yeah.
Jacksonville State won off of a field goal at the end. It was 19-17. So they literally played. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, they literally played. No, I'm sorry. Western Kentucky won off of field goal. Okay. Won 19-17. So they literally played last week at Western Kentucky. They won off a last-second field goal. I am going to take Jacksonville State. I think the home field advantage will matter. So give me Jacksonville State to win the conference, to win Conference USA and up their record to 9-4. By the way, before you go, Jacksonville State is favored by 3.5. The over/under for this game is 58. So they expect it to be some points.
For sure. 2 high-power, high-octane offenses. Man, my reason's simple for this game, right? I'll guess went to Western Kentucky, so I'm betting with Western Kentucky. I'm going with Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky. I don't knock you. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we can't wait for y'all to see that guest feature. We made history on the show for the first time. You'll see that when that happens. But hey, man, that's not a bad reason to pick Western Kentucky. I'm just taking Jacksonville State. They lost last week. I just feel like they got to do what they got to do.
Short turnaround too. Like you just played.
Yeah, short turnaround. And they got the game at home. Like, come on now, you gotta win that game. God, Anderson, Jacksonville. So I'd rather be playing in Jacksonville than Western Kentucky. It's cold in Western Kentucky right now. It's hot in Jacksonville.
You're right.
Next game we're gonna go over, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mid-American Championship, as they call it, the MAC Championship. Ohio 9-3 plays Miami of Ohio 8-4. Miami of Ohio is favored by 2.5. The over/under is 44.5. Ladies and gentlemen, these teams, they played early in the season. They played week 8. Miami of Ohio won 30-20. They won at home 30-20. They actually saved their season at that moment. Gabbert, the quarterback, was 14-21, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Running back, 111 yards and a touchdown. Mozzie, 111 yards and a touchdown. I'll let you go first. Who you like?
So this game, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was out, so I ain't really research this game. I'm going with Eagles 1, right? So Ohio is green, so we gonna stick the green thing. We going to Ohio. We going to Ohio. We just gonna.
That's a way to pick the game.
We just. I ain't had time to do too much research on this one. So
ladies and gentlemen,
Ohio.
We are not trying to tell you not to watch the MAC Championship at 12 o'clock, but there are other games that are more compelling on at 12 o'clock. So you do what you want to do with your time and with your efforts.
For sure.
And I'm going to just make this as short as sweet. I ride with my compadre. I did the same amount of research for this game as he did. Not a damn thing. I'm good. Y'all can at me, hate me, all that. Y'all know damn well y'all ain't watching no damn Ohio and no Miami of Ohio. Y'all can kick rocks. I'm going with my compadre. I'm riding with him. They got green on. Can't go wrong with green. Everybody trying to get some green where they want to smoke and make some money. So hey, I'm riding with Ohio. Let's go. Okay. The next game we're going to go over is the Mountain West Championship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we did our research on this game.
Yes, sir.
You know this game. We get somebody in this game y'all all need to know.
Right.
Probably the guy that's going to finish second in the Heisman Trophy candidacy, and that's my guy, Ashton Genty. Number 22, as we speak right now. Number 22, Louisville. They go to Boise State. Boise State has this game at home. They're the higher because they had the better conference record. They play UNLV goes to Boise State Friday. This game is at 8 o'clock on Fox, Mountain West Conference Championship. Let me give you the odds before I go into my pick. Boise State is favored by 4. The over-under is 58. These guys played before. They played week 8 of the season. Boise State won. I have the score right here. No, I'm sorry. They played week 9 of the season. That was a Friday, October 25th game. Boise State won 29-24. Ashton Genty, I know that's what y'all care about. He actually was somewhat contained. He had 33 attempts for 128 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, my pet peeve is hard. Again, when you not pet peeve, but it's hard when they play each other before and then now it's different situation. If this game was in a dome, I would take UNLV. The fact that it's outside in the cold, I'm riding with Boise State. Give me Ashton Genty. Give me Boise State to win that Mountain West Championship and clinch their spot into the college football 12-team playoff.
Yo, this game, right? So, like, it's crazy before I even decided who I was going to take in this game. Something popped on my YouTube about the UNLV offense, right? The offense is called the Go-Go offense, right? So I'm like, what is this, right? So I'm looking. And so you know how you got the quarterback, you got a running back. Instead of line, when they do two running backs, they do two running backs on the same side. I never seen that before.
Yeah, I never seen that either.
So they kind of run, so like they got triple option concepts, but the running back's on the same side, so you get an extra blocker with the running back. So it was like, that's different. It's kind of hard to prepare for that. So I'm like, And that made me convince me to go UNLV because I was like, man, you could do some variations of things with that two on the same side.
Absolutely.
I was wondering why that was never done before because it looked great. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, dang. That's going to pick up somewhere else. Some other colleges.
Some other teams, NFL teams, have picked that up and run with it.
They're going to steal that, bro. Bro, check that offense out. It's called the Go-Go offense. I actually seen it. Like before I actually was looking for this game, it popped up on my YouTube. I'm like, what the world, Go-Go? Like, I like that concept. So yeah, give me UNLV with the upset. I think Boise State is a good team. They rely on Genty a lot. They haven't been playing good football. They've been winning, but they haven't been playing like good lately. So I'm gonna go with UNLV with the upset.
Got you. Totally understand. Again, I'm right there with you. If the game was inside, I would take UNLV, but it's outside in Idaho. By the way, Boise State played a home game last Friday. They had Colorado and Ashton Genty on. Colorado and Ashton Genty. Boise State and Colorado was playing different opponents, but it had been the same window last Friday, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, and it was snowing. So I think them guys in UNLV, bro, they used to play in that dome, that Raider Stadium. It's gonna be a little different. So that's why I took Boise State. But UNLV, they're a hell of a team. I like Barry Odom. I like what he's doing. I like what they got over there. So it'll be a tough out for sure. Our last pick of a conference championship game that we're going to go over is Saturday at 7:30. Let's show some love to the Sun Belt. Marshall at 9-3 plays Louisiana 10-2. Louisiana is favored by 5.5. The over-under is 55.5. I'll start us off. This is the first time that these guys are playing. They haven't played all year. So, with that being said, this game is at Cajun Field in Lafayette, Louisiana. I like Marshall. I like their coach. I'm going to take Louisiana at home. I think they'll find a way to win. So, give me Louisiana to pull up the win at home and win the Sun Belt Championship.
Yeah, so Marshall made me a fan last week. So, y'all know when I did go to college, I went to a couple colleges, and Marshall was one of my stops. So,
okay,
I'm going with Marshall because I went there. I went there. I like the coach. I like the coach as well. I watched the game. I can't remember the quarterback name is, but I like Shorty a lot. Number one. And their defense not the best. They opportunistic. They need to force a turnover too. I think this game gonna come down. Whoever could get 3 stops. Whoever get 3, I don't care how they get 3 defensive stops. Whoever get 3 defensive stops gonna win the game. So that's why I'm taking Marshall. I think they get 3 defensive stops.
Got you. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are the 9 conference championship games of the week. You guys enjoy. Conference championship week starts Friday, 8 o'clock, ABC, Fox, and Saturday, 8 o'clock on ABC, CBS. So you guys enjoy conference championship week. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. As you can see, we have two special guests. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Chris and Troy to the show. What's going on, fellas? Welcome to Highly
Hey,
Opinionated.
listen,
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
I'm surprised I got invited. Timmy been losing money to me since 05. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he let me on the show, it probably was you, Josh. I appreciate you. But Timmy, it's good to see you again, bro.
Appreciate you. I don't know about all that 05, but
Hey, you capping already, bro. It's gonna be the theme of the day. Timmy lie, y'all. So you gotta take what he says with the start, especially.
Oh man.
All right, let's get to it.
Yeah, fellas, we glad. Appreciate we first of all, Tim. 05. He been taking money since 05, bro. We're gonna have to work on that, me and you.
Yeah,
I ain't been able to take money from you for that long. So that's what's up. But
I feel bad for him now, but
we appreciate you guys joining us, man. So, fellas, man, NFL season underway. Almost the regular season is almost over, man. What you guys thoughts on the season, man, so far?
yeah, I'll let Chris kick it off, man. You the coach, bro. So let's drop some knowledge on us.
From what not to cut you off, Chris. Before that, let's give him a little background. So, Chris, what school you coach at right now?
St. Thomas University, located in the Miami Gardens, Florida.
Okay, Mike. Okay. What position coach? What position you coach?
Receiver coach.
Receiver coach. How long you been up there?
3 years.
3 years.
It's my third year this past.
Third year. What level are they on?
That's NAI. So basically, we play FCS opponents. We play D2 teams as well. So that's kind of how the NAIA, the division, that's how it corroborates. That's how it is. I know some people kind of get confused with like JUCOs. It's like D2. It's like between D2 and D3. So that's kind of how the NAIA is. And we play FCS programs like Butler, Stetson, some low-level FCS schools. So that's kind of how we operate at St. Thomas.
Josh, you got a question for him?
Yeah, wide receiver coach. What are some of the things you look for in a wide receiver to take them from average to good to great, et cetera, et cetera?
That's a great question. So first and foremost, so when I'm looking at film, when I'm watching film evaluating, which I'm doing actually right now, so the biggest thing is playmaking ability. So do they pop out on film? And I tell guys all the time, but for the first 30 seconds, 45 seconds, you got to pop. You got to do something to catch my attention. There's a lot of receivers out there that are same build, same height, same length, catch the ball the same, got great speed. What do you do on film that you change, that you pop? So that's the biggest thing, is playmaking ability. That's first and foremost. And the second thing is basically route running. You're a good route runner, you're a disciplined route runner, got good hands, and then basic fundamentals. You obviously break down, sink your hips, touch over your toes, get an out your break smoothly, releases. If you clean out the line, you'll be able to stack the defender, catch the ball, and that's some of the things. And then obviously to put the cherry on top, we have special teams. Returner, gunner, blocking punts, blocking kicks, field goals. It's always good to add special teams in your huddle because you show your versatility. You can show that you're just more than just a receiver. So that's kind of some of the things that I look for when I'm evaluating talent. And then obviously, first and foremost, you got the grades. I mean, if you don't have grades, then there's no point of even turning on the film or even wasting our time talking to you. Now, for us, it's a 2.5 and above. So necessarily, I know NCAA is a little higher, but for us, all you need is a 2.5. Now, granted, it is a 2.5, but a lot of times, some of these kids, they're on the line. The biggest thing is make sure you have the grades to get into the school, especially with SAT, ACT being optional. It's important that your core classes you take seriously and that you make sure that you pass with A's and B's. Because your core classes, if you have a good GPA, you won't necessarily have any problems getting any college, to be honest. So that's kind of what I look for and kind of the things that I check off when I'm watching film. For receivers.
Yeah, that nigga trained up to me. They didn't brainwash him, man.
He sound real political. So,
hey, look, I be telling him he be out here lying to kids, man. He be out here lying to these kids when I'm proud of my brother.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what it is, man.
I might got a receiver for you. I'm gonna send him to you. I'm gonna send him a receiver I coached last year.
What year?
He graduated this year.
Okay. Well, high school
he got a Delta State offer right now though.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna send it to you. I'll take a look at him.
Yeah. I'm gonna send it
to you.
That
answer your question, Josh? I know I was kind of going.
Nah, bro, that's a great answer.
That's a
wonderful, great answer. Just because, again, most people that watch this show, like, yeah, we emphasize sports, but if you're not
Right.
smart, you can't really get nowhere in life, and that's just
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. And I'm not belittling a 2.5, but a 2.5, you know, I think some people can walk down the street and get a 2.5.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, Josh.
No, I get no.
It's that simple.
I work with some idiots.
Hey,
I know.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you already know, Josh.
Just specify in public school, you can walk down the street and get a 2.5.
He said not private.
Not
private
school. You can't.
Not say
I
went to.
You made it, bro.
That 2.5. You can't walk in there with a 2.5. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
I don't know if I got recruited from Miami Gardens. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know what I'm saying? So, Chris, I know you play receiver, right? So, you know, just a question. I thought, so my prime versus you prime, who better?
Come on now, Tracy.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Come on, Tim.
So contest, right? I know you played. You played at a high level school, right? So, but we know I gotta play at the Master. So, like your prime, you know what I'm saying? Receiver for receiver.
Tracy.
He asking you. He asking you.
I asked Troy next. I mean, he could go with you. Y'all related. I ain't tripping. I just always wanted to know.
God,
you know what I'm saying? How you felt? Because I felt like.
I'm gonna tell you something. And Timmy, that's big bro. I've been knowing Timmy since
I was about to say I watched you as a kid, so like
that's big bro. So I'm gonna tell you,
like you actually remind me of me. Once I went to your Sykesville practice, right? You was dominant. You probably don't remember this. I went to one of your practices. You was dominant. I was like, yo, he looked like me at Randallstown, like, and you was. And one thing I did like about you, like you was humble, like you ain't really talk.
Yeah.
Like I ain't really talk like that until I got older.
right?
It was like everybody talk now. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, I ain't talk that much. People thought I was a little off because I scored a touchdown. I just walk. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that.
Yeah.
So you reminded me when you was younger. So I always wanted to know, like, do he think he was better than me?
So Josh, like I said,
before you answer this question, I hope you do think you better than him. Go ahead.
It's not a question at all. But listen, I know Trizzy knows this story. So basically, I was at NC State camp. I think it was my junior year, going to my junior year, summertime, NC State camp. I go there. Obviously, the coaches have been recruiting me all spring. I go to the camp. Basically, every DB that I go against, basically, I made fall or they were scared to go against me. I shut the camp down to the point where the head coach of the NC State basically said, "Chris, don't go no more. We see what we can see. These DBs, they not basically on the same level as you." So to answer your question, Timmy, it's level to this, fam. You're not bad.
Oh, it's levels.
You're not bad.
I like that. Hey, look, I ain't mad at you. Like I said, like
that's true story. It's true story. Timmy, ask my father. My father was there, so that's true story.
Yeah. This was gonna be the knock on me all the time, right? They gonna say I ain't worked hard, so they gonna give you the nod because they gonna just say I was just gifted. You know what I'm saying? People don't think because y'all was bungee cords. Y'all was before y'all time. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all was spark training. Y'all was, you know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking that. That wasn't me. Y'all seen Coach Carter. You know what I'm saying? I put on a show, then I mess with the women. You know what I'm saying? I ain't too much extra. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he was better than me, but I get your argument.
That was Josh. That was just a prime example. I wasn't saying like, oh, just because of that camp.
Oh no. I respect it though.
That's just a prime example of what I did.
You was dominant. Hey, look, you was dominant. I ain't gonna lie.
I used to watch Timmy when Troy was at St. Paul's and Timmy, you know, growing up. When I went to their games, like Timmy was like that. Like Timmy was a dog. I'm not to discredit whatever. He's big bro, and I understand that. And when I watched it, I was like, yeah, like when Timmy got the ball, it was a wrap. And Troy obviously he had a connection where Timmy, he'll run a slant, he'll run an out route, he'll run a go, a post. Timmy's there, he's gonna get open. In the return game, Timmy was deadly, and I'm not knocking that at all. But I had something that no disrespect to St. Paul's, not at all. All right,
sure.
WCAC, we played against Gonzaga.
Yeah.
All that. I played.
That's what I'm saying. I respect it. Like, I wish I would have went somewhere like that.
Yeah, but Timmy, you was
against bums, but I took slants for 80 consistently.
No, you did. Like, so I'm not knocking none of that. I just think like I was different. You know what I'm saying? Like my movements was different.
Yeah, Timmy, you was cold. But
you know what I'm saying? Like I just think like,
well, hold up.
Keeping it G, independent.
I think you like a prototypical wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like you do the right stuff. Like you want to like I'm off the script type. I'm just cold. Like just get that boy the ball and he'll figure something out.
I'm just cold. Give him the ball. Get off the way.
But that's no knock to you though. You know.
Timmy, I don't know if you're getting away with that in the WCAC though. To his point, that's just me being real. The shit that you got away with at St. Paul's, I think that's gonna be that's the difference where I had to get Chris denied. I don't see you getting away with that at DeMatha against Good Counsel, against St. John, against the top teams in the country. Like you're not getting away with just I'm gonna just show up, do my thing, be kind of. Like you was nice, but you like that's a different level of like.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
So my mindset was always like I ain't gonna say I was better than like it was like I work, but I just don't work with groups. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not even talking about work. I'm just talking about even the way you played. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I don't think you could have been as like
freestyle, but like it's a little. You know what I'm saying? It was a little different. Like remember you showed me the Andre Hawkins joint. I watched that when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on like different stuff before everybody was on it. So that's why my mindset was a little different. I'd rather play football and run routes than go in the weight room. I know you gotta do the weight room. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's just to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just to me. But I feel like if I went to a school like that, they emphasize it more. You know how we was at.
So that would make you do it more.
That would make, you know what I'm saying?
No, I give you that.
At St. Paul's, I'm going to study hall. Not studying and then I'm going to practice 45 minutes late. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like that's just how it was back then.
Yeah, I gotta get Chris denied though.
I was gonna ask you, Troy, who was better out of Chris?
I gotta get Chris denied.
I mean,
Timmy was cold. Timmy to his point, he was raw. I wouldn't say he didn't work hard. I would just say he was raw. Like his talent was like, you could tell his shit there. He explosive, fast, can do everything. But like I would have been interested to see like what position you would have played if you actually was at a legitimate school that's priming you to actually go play at like a D1 school. Because to be that old, to be that interchangeable person at that level, we already know like you got to be the Tavon Austins of the world, which respectfully you wasn't, right? So like you had to figure out where we could have taken all the ability you had and then like actually put it in a spot where you could have cooked. I don't. You wasn't in that position, so it's tough for me to get. It's tough for me to get you a nod over Chris because of that.
And
let her up. Thank you. Let her up.
When I went to our game, but obviously you and Troy was playing, like watching you, Timmy, was like, okay, this is that dynamic playmaker on the team. Like, why don't they move him around to give him the ball a lot more? Jet sweeps, quick game. Obviously, had put you in the backfield, hand you off. Put you on the outside, put you on the inside. With a guy like that, like, why don't they use Timmy more? Because when the ball was in your hands, man, you did something. They plays. So that was the thing. I enjoyed watching you and Troy at St. Paul's.
Bro, I agree, bro.
You and Troy was fun to watch. I
appreciate it. I agree. I used to, you know what I'm saying? I used to tell Troy, yo, two people on me, yo, I'm wide open, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care who over there. You know what I'm saying?
I will say that we actually had. If I would have reclassed Timmy with y'all, and then like if we actually had like our practices was shit, Chris. Like we ain't.
I agree.
Like, I ain't gonna cap. We ain't had when like going to legitimate football schools after that, and then like being at St. Paul's, like the shit was a joke. Just being real. But if we actually had structure, coach well, like and actually was doing at a higher tier, like that would have been dope. But
see, to me, listening to y'all talk about, that's why I think all three of y'all are great coaches in y'all own right, because y'all been through the experiences. Y'all seen, okay, this person doesn't have this. Tim needs this. Josh needs this. Chris needs this. Tevin needs this, etc. Troy needs this, etc. So, like, that's why I like the fact that y'all coaching out, like Chris, you're a wide receivers coach. So you looking at wide receivers not only from what you looking at, but also like, okay, you need to improve in this area. You need to improve in this area. Just not just a sort of way of like just football, but just a way of life. Whereas though like when y'all played, when we played, like we had coaches that were just fixated on coaching.
Right.
Now you gotta necessarily coach the player for sports and life. And that's the benefit that y'all got. Y'all got that because y'all got the life experiences.
Exactly. And that's what my philosophy is, culture and fundamentals. That's kind of the thing. That's my motto. So that's kind of I represent, like you just said. Obviously, building them up on the football field, but on the off the field as well, becoming a young man. So that's kind of what you hit is pinpoint of what my philosophy is and what I do. So that's actually pinpoint, Josh, of that's exactly what I say and what I tell the kids that I'm recruiting or the kids that I have now. That's some of the things that you just said. I tell them. So that's
Absolutely.
So
Troy,
briefly, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
So Troy, briefly, I know you pressed some time, but you have your own business. Can you just talk to us a little bit about your business with StatusPro?
Yeah. So with StatusPro, basically we build like training products, gaming products, media products, and virtual reality. So our big main product is the NFL game. So we built NFL Pro Era. It's basically Madden and VR is the simplest way to explain it, to where now instead of just playing on a controller with the person, you actually are the player on the field, either as quarterback or on the defensive side of the ball. Then we also got training products that NFL teams use to simulate virtual reps. So obviously during COVID, and even before COVID, this idea of getting walkthroughs, simulate walkthroughs against holograms and getting guys mental reps, as Chris can tell you, is important because there's only been so much time they can be on the field. We essentially built a product that would take NFL player tracking data, leverage that data to recreate plays the same way they happened on the field. So then you could actually put guys back into the position and seeing it from how it happened on the field, right? So Timmy will tell you this in the film room. Timmy can be like, yo, Troy, you see I was open, but he's not seeing from my perspective maybe the linebacker that may have been in that window or what I saw the safety doing, which is why I went to the other side of my progression. So now when you add our product into the mix, you can watch the film, but then you can put yourself back in that position. So then we can get back on a virtual field. I could be here in Miami, Timmy could be in Baltimore, and I could say, yo, see what I'm saying? This is where the safety was. This is why I did that. So next game, if we do that, we know that we can get away with maybe the choice route this way instead of that way, right? So, and then the media piece is just ESPN's using it right now on basically using it the same way I just talked about with Timmy on how we would train with it, but being able to provide deeper analysis. So Dan Orlovsky is the main talent right now. We'll actually run a segment again tomorrow to where he gets to talk about, okay, this is the play, this is the way it unfolded. And he can go to anybody's perspective on the field to show what the player saw and how it broke down, right? So then that way, a fan can now see it. Oh, players is processing a lot when they on the field and they got to make a decision, or this is why the quarterback didn't make that throw, or this is why he did make this throw and what makes him special. And just really just using technology to impact the game in a major way. For me, Timmy will tell you this, like I always, wanted to make an impact on the game, thought it would be as a player, thought about coaching, thought about different things. As I just went through my life, I saw an opportunity just to go a different road. Like I was always somebody who kind of wanted to do my own thing. And I just knew the opportunity to combine technology with the sports and the knowledge and information I had. It was huge upside to build something special. And me and Hawk obviously have been able to do that. And obviously doing it in football right now, but the goal over the next few years is to do it in every sport. So.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the business venture, Troy. That's well explained, well thought out, well diverse. And as you said, not just sticking to football, you said basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey, etc. So that's definitely a good thing. Any just out of curiosity, the one football player that has interacted with you that made you like, damn, that's really neat. That's cool as shit for him to hit me up. Who was it?
Oh man.
It could be current or former. It doesn't have to be like, let's just say TJ Watt hit you up. It doesn't have to be a current player. It could be a former
player.
Or analyst. Let's say it's just a player or analyst. Somebody you like, damn, that's kind of cool.
I gotta think about that. For football, it's tough, man. I've met a lot of people football wise. I think I would say the first time I was like, damn, that's dope is when I first started, and especially because it's like now I'm jaded. I'm not gonna lie. I just meet a lot of people now. But when I first got started, after we got the Ravens set up, the Eagles was one of the next teams I demoed to, and I got a picture of me. And you probably seen it, Timmy. It's like me, Carson Wentz, and Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Had the headsets on with me. Within the first 2 months that I started it, and it was like, damn, like this is dope because obviously Carson was falling in, and I think that's the year. I think that was the year before they went to the Super Bowl or around that time or something like that. So, but it was dope just to get the validation from like the first two pro quarterbacks I put it on that really was like, yo, this can be the future. Obviously, they had feedback for it for where it was, but when you got an idea, Everybody got ideas. When you got an idea, then you execute it to build it, and then you get a chance to share that with people for them to see what you built, and then you get validation from people that's doing it at the highest level. That's just dope, especially since I played quarterback and like obviously knew of Carson Wentz and Nick Foles and watched them, throughout their careers too. That probably was like a moment where I was like, all right, that's cool. And then from there, I mean, I got a chance to put it on a bunch of coaches and players I would have never dreamed of, from Chip Kelly to John Gruden to, you name it. I didn't had a chance to like meet them and interact with them specifically on the training side. And then when we started just growing the company, like I met people that I never would have thought. Like I met or got involved or that invested, and that's been the cool thing, because it's like I'm very much building something, very much running a business, and it's a lot of stuff that comes with it. But it's in like sports, media, technology. So like I'm connected to everybody. Like I'm connected to Apple, Meta, Google, and all the people who run those companies, but then also the athletes, because they got a feel for it because they're using the product. So it's like not one person or thing I don't touch, from the owner to the players to the corporate companies. So being able to be in that is kind of like a surreal thing. Like, damn, like it's dope to be able to build something like that. So.
Yeah, yo, this brother important, yo. He had to schedule me in, you feel me? So like, I'm like, damn, my boy big time, you know what I'm saying? I said, dang, George,
Schedule me in.
when your schedule opened up, I said, God.
That's crazy.
So Troy, listen, bro. We plan on having you back on the show before the Super Bowl. Can you just fit us in between now and February?
I told Timmy I got him, so I'm like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So first, all right. So I told you I dropped random facts about Timmy. First random fact about Timmy.
Go ahead. Hey, hold on, yo. Yo, go PD, yo, because some stories can't be told all the time.
Y'all know Tim. Tim get mad about his image. You got Tim image good.
I ain't the fans, bro. It's guilty by association, so I can't try.
All right.
I was gonna start with something chill, bro. And, look, you got a lot of your listeners in Baltimore, so I gotta acknowledge this. Me and Spencer was the first people to put Timmy on Gucci before Gucci was Gucci in the city.
Yeah, they did.
Timmy used to hate and say he wasn't going to blow up to what he was. So I should let y'all know right there, real quick. Timmy got bad taste in music. so that's my first random one. I got a couple more for y'all, but that's the first one I'm gonna give.
Tim hating on Gucci Man from the jump. Tell me what you ain't like about Gucci Man.
Yo, so when I was younger, I was like a metaphor lyrical guy. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
Gucci
got you. Okay.
And them other down south, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
It just ain't make sense to me back there. But
yeah, Gucci lyrics they not gonna be AB 1 2.
You know what I'm saying? And I was a
like
big Wayne head, so it was like,
yeah, I got you.
I don't get it.
Now it's an anthem for the city, and he we was ahead of our time, man. So
no, for sure.
Nah, we're getting some football talk, and I'm gonna push it to 15, Josh. So we good.
Gotcha.
I mean, we gotta talk about yesterday. We gotta talk about that.
Sure,
He nigga got his robe on. He got his hat on. I know he want to say something.
Talk to me.
I mean, look.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep it G. I said this to and it's funny. My father crazy. Chris knows that, so he was tripping on the game. But I was texting him, and I told him I was like, as far as a team, the complete team, I feel like the Eagles are a more complete team than the Ravens. Like, purely. I'm like, Lamar is Lamar, so they in every game when my dog is balling. It is what it is, right? He makes the Ravens be able to compete with anybody, right? And as long as he's playing and doing what he's doing, the game's they never out of the game. Tucker, obviously, he make them kicks. I feel like it's a different outcome. But all in all, I don't hate the loss. I think that's a potential Super Bowl preview. I think y'all going to struggle getting past Detroit. I think Detroit match up well with the Eagles, and that bully ball shit won't work. That's my opinion on that. But I feel like it's a Super Bowl preview potentially, and I feel like it's hard to beat a team twice. So, knowing how bad they played and knowing the missed opportunities with the field goals and everything, and the fact that they still was in it, I'm like, oh, they got that next one. Lamar got the next one. And, I was like, I'll take it. You obviously wanted them to win for bragging rights, but, from their position and them getting hot around the right time at the end of the year, I feel like that's a good L to take. So that's my 2 cents, Timmy. But I'm sure you got.
Yeah, Chris. Before you go, right? So I don't think the Eagles played well yesterday. Like I don't think that was one of our better games. I don't keep it 1,000 with y'all. Like I think that was one of the worst games I've seen them play, especially offensively. Like I just don't think the play calling in that third quarter was.
It wasn't good at all.
It wasn't good at all, Chris. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. So I think so. Like, I watched the game with a couple of my homeboys yesterday, and we thought the Ravens was. I actually thought the most scared I was in that game when it was 14-12. We went 3-and-out for the second time, and I was like, yo, the defense been on the field too long. The Ravens probably score here, but the Ravens end up going 3-and-out, and then I wasn't worried at all because it was like, I know how that team get because they're not going to run Henry no more. They had 2 possessions where they ain't giving Henry no courage. So It's like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing is, I don't think the Eagles played good at all other than on the defensive side of the ball. Like, offensively, that wasn't – and we ain't had Devontae Smith, no excuses. But, like, that was like the C- version of the Eagles offensively to me.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just how I felt.
Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and Tracy can piggyback on it, the Ravens always, when it comes to Ravens football this year, not a lot of teams have took control or bullied them, what Troy just said, Eagles this entire year. The Ravens always do self-inflicted wounds. You saw it yesterday. First half, you thought it was about to be a blowout, to be honest. The way the Ravens were moving the ball, Lamar was poised in the backfield. He was throwing the ball obviously a couple of plays where he threw it, the one to Isaiah Likely, and then it was another one to Zay.
That was a bad miss.
It was a bad miss, but, obviously that's rare. And that was all the Ravens. And then the penalties, Justin Tucker missing, which made it even more harder for the have rhythm on the offense. But you give credit to Eagles defense, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, Timmy. Wasn't they the top defense going into the game?
Yeah, they were. It was number one.
Like, give credit to them of stopping that high-power offense because, let's call it spade a spade. Ravens got the best offense in the country with Derrick Henry and obviously Lamar back there. Ain't a lot of teams be able to stop that horsepower and then be able to throw the ball like Lamar's playing this year. Man, he's playing crazy. But to have the Eagles to scheme him up to stop and only have them score really 12 points. I know at the end of the game they scored. They drove down with like 30 seconds left. So I don't know that.
Yeah, but that game was over.
Exactly. 12 points. I mean, from what the Ravens showed this year, gives credit to what the Eagles defense and they came in and stopped it. Now, that offense, I will say this to me. That run game, if someone like Detroit, they stopped the run, Jalen Hurts hasn't been good in the passing game this year. So he's going to have to figure it out to where he has to be more poised and more consistent in the passing game. I know you got A.J. Brown, top 5 receiver, for sure. And then you got Devontae Smith, who is a good 1B player. That's why it's 1B. So I think with those two fully healthy back, that Eagles offense can be balanced and good. It's just a matter of Saquon playing lights out, but they're going to try to stop the run. Saquon's playing right now. Right, he's an MVP front runner as well as Derrick Henry, Josh Allen. So with the Eagles playing the bully ball, what Troy said, it's going to catch up to them, and they're going to have to figure out because, like what Tracy said, it ain't going to work against Detroit and these teams that they're going to play in the playoffs. So, the Eagles defense yesterday, though, I was impressed of how they schemed and going into the game of basically slowing that offense down.
I mean, they did, but I feel like to your point, the Ravens you got self-inflicted wounds. Yeah. You got momentum killers. At the end of the day, like football is a rhythm sport, but the Ravens
for sure
momentum team more than anybody, right? They ride the wave. But Lamar starts to get going, and he started just being dynamic and making plays that feeds everybody. So when you got drive killers, because you got you drive all the way downfield, someone misses, Tucker misses a field goal, or to your point, he's off on some of those critical throws, which against good teams you can't do that. Yeah, that's my dog. Obviously, I know that, but that against good teams is tough. Like those plays counts. Chiefs, again, Eagles, Super Bowl playoffs, that stuff is challenging to come back from. I wouldn't say I get what you're saying on the offense. Me and Timmy have had our conversation about how I feel about Jay before, him. But I feel like if, to your point, Chris, if the Ravens capitalize, Tucker don't miss the extra point, but at the end of the day, sets a tone, right? If they capitalize from the beginning and they get rolling, I don't know.
It's a different ball.
It's a different ball game, and it's a different position for everybody. Because then the defense is rallying, Lamar stays hot,
the momentum is going
different. It's different. And that's any team, but Ravens more than anybody because how they can get into the self-inflicted wounds and mess ups. It's the same on the opposite end. Bad call turned into 2 bad calls, turned into this play, turned into that, and then you get a bunch of miscues, and you're like, bro, it's the same thing in the other direction. And for them to be 8-5, knowing that they've never put together, I would say, I mean, they have to get some games they won, but knowing that they still got so much room to clean up shit. Like for me, that's what makes me feel like they still in the hunt, because it's like they haven't operated in their best yet, but yet they beating teams and they playing competitive against the teams that are the best of the best. So if they can get hot at the end of the year, and I like them being a wild card team versus a first round bye team. I think they need that chip on the shoulder. I feel like they can go in with something to prove. I mean, even just seeing it in the interview with L the other day when he talked about Felicia hitting him up, telling him like he's not running. Like they need that. Like they need to be on that like something to prove shit. They don't need to be sitting at the top of the mountain, you know, top of the league and just everybody chasing them. I like them being in a hunting position.
I ain't mad at, but for Tucker, right? So this is my thing, right? So like, I feel like Lamar, he took a bad sack, right, on that last one of the field goals that put him in that 50 range, right? So it's like to kind of help Tucker out, yo. He's struggling, you know what I'm saying? He's slumping. You can't take a sack, you know what I'm saying? He took a sack, I think it was 3rd and like 5 or something. He lost like 10 yards and made it like a 53-yard field goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's slumping, but them field goals gotta be a little closer right now. Something mentally ain't connecting right now. So you know what I'm saying?
Like, you missing extra points though, Timmy. Like,
no, he did miss one extra point. No, I'm just saying.
But I mean, for the year, I'm talking the whole year though. I'm not even talking this game.
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. So he been missing, right? So like, it's not shocking me that he missing in the big game. You know what I'm saying? He been missing. So it's like, go score touchdowns, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? You MVP candidate. You know what I'm saying? Go score a touchdown. I need a touchdown.
Listen to what you're saying though. Against a top team, which D-line, okay. Ravens O-line is all you know what I'm saying? So they're holding and maintaining against a top D-line, against a solid defense. Eagles, again, complete team. Like, Eagles defense is stat. Ravens was driving the ball up and down the field, bro. Other than like a few like misplay here, misplay here. Like, they moved the ball well.
I'm saying he kicking 50-yarders. So what's really, are they really driving up the field?
He was an all-time lead.
That's a good drive.
Kickers in the NFL is hitting 50-yarders consistently.
No. I'm not talking about him missing or making a 50. I'm saying, are they really driving the ball well if he kicking 50-yard field goals? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not really in the, it's like teetering on close. You know what I'm saying? That's not really a good drive. Think about it, Troy. You get the ball at 30. 50-yard field goal.
I get what you're saying, bro.
So are you really driving it well?
I get what you're saying. The reality of it is, I get your point. They got it. Any other team that's a Super Bowl contender has somebody who can make those.
Oh no, I'm not. Right? I'm not.
And that's just what it comes down to for them.
Yeah.
Outside of how great Lamar got it, I'm sorry. Like, again, Lamar is to me at the top of the top, right?
I got you.
In the playoffs and the Super Bowl, you got to make field goals. Like,
I agree.
You can't make mistakes. So between penalties and like miscues or missed field goals and stuff like that. Like, I want them to go all the way, obviously. Like, they gotta clean that up.
Right.
And you can't put that on Lamar. Like, MVP can't score every time. What type of
NFL,
bro? Like, you can't tell that man you gotta score every time for them to win.
No, not score every time. But like, it was them last 2 drives, y'all needed some type of points. So the drive, once we went up 21-12, right? They went 4-0. Like, they got 2 yards on that drive. You feel me? Like, I don't care what y'all say. Anybody else, we killing them. 2 yards ain't going to get it done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he don't got to score every time. You feel me? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying them last 2 money drives, you the MVP front runner is what everybody keep clamoring to me. They telling me, Tim, you're a hater, blase, right? But any other quarterback, them last 2 drives, you hit 2 yards. We talking about you the whole time. Right. But all I keep hearing is about Justin Tucker. Yes, Justin Tucker shouldn't get paid for last night. I agree 1,000%. He wouldn't have a game check if I was the GM. But
going into the game,
them last 2 drives, bro. Like, I got where Lamar at? Like,
this is like, I'm gonna Chris. Go ahead. I'm gonna say what I was saying.
Yeah, the crazy thing about Lamar is, right. Like, I think like his mother said, he should run. I wish Jalen Hurts run more, cause it be lanes. Like, I don't care about being no true pocket passer all the time. We need first down, though. We try to win the Super Bowl. I don't care how you get there. Just get there. You know what I'm saying? So take the run lanes.
Well, I was going to say, Troy, going into the game, it was Saquon and Lamar that they was talking about with the MVP front runners. So based off of yesterday, was going to be who balls out. It's going to be the clear-cut front runner based off the game. Now, I get it. Lamar always gets and I don't know why, and I'm not a Ravens fan, and obviously Troy Timmy, you know that, Josh. I'm a Steelers fan, man. So if you're a Ravens fan, my bad.
I know you in paradise right now.
Yeah. So, but Lamar always gets hate, regardless of the outcome, regardless of what happens. All eyes always going to be on Lamar. So even though Justin Tucker did miss those kicks, people are going to circle back. Either tomorrow, Wednesday, before the game, or Sunday, or they got to bye this week. I'm sure they'll talk about Lamar not doing the little things that they find and nitpick everything Lamar does.
It's the same.
And that's the thing. So as much, Timmy, Dave always says I'm a Lamar hater too. A lot of people say I'm a Lamar hater. So at the end of the day, I'm just going off of, yes, he does get a lot of hate for no reason at all. Lamar obviously involves around the entire offense, but necessarily wasn't his fault yesterday. And he's the first one to say, I always take the blame. He's the first one to say, I got to make sure that I do what I got to do and be the leader of this offense before he starts saying, you know, the receivers, the O-line, the running backs. So he's the first one to say it's on me. So everybody thinks like, oh, Lamar doesn't, you know, take self-criticism or look at himself. Well, it's a lie. If you look at the interviews, he's always talking about getting better. He's always talking about what they need to improve on. And I don't know why people nitpick, which is all. People just hate on him for no reason at all. He's one of the best playmaking players in the NFL. Yeah. Top 3, hands down. People hate on him like he's, you know, obviously top 10 or trash, which I don't understand at all. Because Lamar, man, he's fun to watch. He's dynamic. And this year, passing-wise, he's one that he has. He got the best.
Leading the league in passing, bro.
Yeah. My thing is, what's the difference between hate and criticism?
It's so.
I feel like hate.
Criticism is okay. Let's say Lamar. Yesterday, he missed a couple throws based off of his foot placement and his arm angle. Let's just say that. That's criticizing him of that. Oh, Lamar only threw 150. Is he a passing quarterback? That's hating. Okay. That's the difference in my eyes. Trizzy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the difference between criticism.
Yeah, I feel like hate ultimately is when people like, you said it. It's like the nitpicking and dismissing of all the things he does right or does well, and overemphasizing, oh, but he can't do XYZ or he didn't do XYZ, right? Like at the end of the day, you just said it, Chris. Regardless of how you feel about him, you're gonna watch him, and it's the most entertaining football you're gonna see. Like that's just the reality of it. Anybody that's not acknowledging that, to me, is a hater.
He's a hater. Yeah.
Like you a hater if you're not watching that and you're not saying like, hey, bro, the dude. At this point, if you still saying he can't throw, you a hater.
You a hater.
Leading the league in passing.
If you
I'm not saying, like I'm not saying he's Peyton Manning. Like that's not his. He's not Peyton. That's not his game. But you can't say he can't. People would say he can't throw, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's
the league in passing yards.
Yeah,
top 5 or top 3 in passing yards.
Go ahead, Jaden.
I would agree with that. Like if you say he can't throw, that's a hateful statement. But I'm gonna give it to you in my eyes. Tim, you know this because obviously we do a show every week.
Yeah.
When Tim criticizes Lamar, I don't look at that as hate. But when he says Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar Jackson, I look at that as hate.
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that.
Hey,
so
like and this is why I've been taking his money since 05, John.
Right. But tell him, so why I said that was one guy went to the Super Bowl.
Yes. The other guy did. So let me hold on. I'm not trying to
put Lamar in the Eagles, bro. Put Lamar in the Eagles, and this is what are you talking about?
Oh, they're winning the Super Bowl.
I don't think it don't look the same.
You're right. They would have won at least 3 already.
I mean, Jalen, like recent, like so. First, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, right? So, me basing that. So, like my top quarterbacks, like Herbert is one of the best quarterbacks in the league to me. He didn't accomplish nothing either, right?
My guy.
So
my guy.
I'm just saying, from what I watched, like Jalen throws the better, like he's more accurate than Lamar. That's what I'm saying. Like I like his accuracy over Lamar accuracy. Like those wide open throws he missed yesterday. Jalen don't miss those. Like those were layups. Like I ain't gonna lie, those was the real game changer plays to me. I know I'm talking about Tucker. That pass to Likely that has to be completed
in the first quarter.
I don't care if he throws it at his knees. It has to be completed. It was nobody 10 yards near him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain stuff like that. I feel like we nitpick the great players. Like we do this in every sport. when you do LeBron versus Jordan, we nitpicking. Jordan did this, LeBron. Like, you gotta nitpick. That's how you know what I'm saying? That's when you grading greats. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
I don't
but appreciate what he's doing.
No, I
appreciate
do. Like,
doing instead of nitpicking on. That's the biggest thing with Lamar is we're not appreciating enough his greatness and what he's actually doing in the league.
Yeah,
we're so quick,
like
man.
Lamar. I think he's gonna win you the big game.
And that's what I was gonna say. My bad, Troy, because I just want to get this. So my point of bringing that up with Tim, not to belittle him about Jalen Lamar. I disagree with that. Fine, whatever. But the thing is that I do agree with Tim on this. Hey, bro, at some point in life, at some point in time, you are who you are in life. Like, not to be funny, I know this is not a Kirk Cousins topic. Bro, people really I'm surprised Kirk Cousins folded. For real, you shocked? Bro, he been doing this his whole career. When you need him most, he folds them. When you need him most, he's not there. You can't find him. He folds them. He folds. So my point is with Lamar, until he shows that he can do that in the playoffs, I don't think it's hate for people to say, well, bro, listen, you a 2-time MVP, 3-time MVP, whatever time MVP you can do. Bro, just show me what you got in the playoffs. I don't think that's hate. And for Tim, that's the one thing. When Tim criticizes Lamar on that, I don't think that's hate. Now, if he say, hey, bro, I think Bryce Young better than Lamar Jackson, well, then that's hate. Okay, you try and troll somebody, you try and do whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. You can have that. I'll let you do that on. You got that. But if for Tim to say, and I feel the same way, hey, bro, listen, you're a great player. Can you uplift? Can you take this team to the next level? That's my only question with Lamar. I think. I did my rankings. Lamar was my third best quarterback, Tim. Fourth best, third best. Third best behind. No, my fourth best, because it was Mahomes. This would be for the season. Mahomes, Burrow, and then I think it was either him or Josh Allen at third or fourth. So one of them. But I'm just saying, like, Lamar is great. Hell of a player. But, can you just get the team to the next level?
Not bad.
I mean, everybody's. This is like the Tom Brady days, right? Like, everybody's struggling to get past Pat and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's like Peyton with Tom Brady. You can't say, like we and Timmy used to argue about this in high school, right? At the end of the day, Brady is what Brady is. Pat, Andy Reid, and what they got in KC is what it is. And that's something that every quarterback in the league, if that's the case, is struggling.
No. Not to cut you off, Troy.
To get over. What'd you say?
But Lamar don't play good in the playoff games.
That's the thing. He struggles in those games.
Like if Shorty balled in the playoff games, I'm not saying.
I mean, we can look up his numbers. I'm pretty sure last year when they lost, he had it was
his numbers
he didn't play that bad last year.
His numbers did end up looking better than Patrick Mahomes, Troy. But we know from watching the game.
Yeah, but
he wasn't. I was at the game. I don't think that game was on him.
They only scored 10 points at the crib.
Bro, so what is the?
So Troy, who you put the game on? If you don't put it on Lamar,
I think last year, going back to AFC Championship again, I was there, remembering it. Number one, play calling was.
I give you offensive coordinator.
It was definitely like this year. You're seeing, but still, this year you're seeing a plus up and giving Lamar more autonomy and him actually being able to be here. And it's obviously, I'm being mindful of what I say because, like, obviously I have perspective. But like, I think that when you watch Lamar and you watch how he goes about playing his game. And then you watch those playoff games where he struggled, and you watch the plays that were called and the situation he was put in. Yeah. I'm Lamar's offensive coordinator, purely relationship aside. I'm trying to figure out how do I make sure that I put him in the best position to be successful, and I don't put him in a position where he has to be Superman. Because obviously, historically, he's had to be Superman. And no matter who you are, what you get with being Superman is plays that don't always go your way, right? The problem with being able to do the stuff that Lamar can do is similar to the same problem with Timmy Adams. If Timmy Adams can get away with not doing X, Y, Z at St. Paul's, he's going to get away with it. But the other side of that is if you go up against somebody that's also really good, is that's just not going to fly. The stats are get away with it is just going to level off because you're also playing other pros. So I feel like Lamar has been put in a situation when he has, quote unquote, struggled in the playoffs to where it's been like, yo, save us, my nigga. It's all going to come down to you. And obviously that naturally creates at the quarterback position a pressing environment because everything's on you. I got to run, I got to do whatever. And if the game isn't flowing the way that it needs to, the way it does for a Pat don't got to overthink that. Andy Reid going to put him in the right position at all times. And then when it doesn't flow that way, he just got to make a play. And that's a different level of comfort, obviously playing a position that you can operate from versus knowing like, nigga, for us to get a first down, move this ball, score touchdowns, I'm gonna have to be fucking Superman today against the best team in the NFL. Like, you can't really. It's like, to me, that's where it's like you can't really all say it's all him. Football,
No, not all him.
Football at the end of the day, bro, is a sport. No matter how good you are, you just said it with Justin Herbert. If that's really your favorite quarterback, close with the Chargers as well. Like, it's a situation. It goes by your situation, your coach's situation too. Look what Jim is getting out of that Charger team that the last guy couldn't get. So my whole point is, and Andy Reid is one of the best minds in football ever. And then you couple him with Pat Mahomes, who's also one of the best talents ever. You're gonna get consistent. That's why look at the team. They so fucking consistent, bro. They show up the same way every time. If you watch him, it's never chaotic. He know where everything is. He's always put in the right situation. I think the closest Lamar has ever had to that is this year, because like he has more autonomy. He's closer with the OC. You get Derek in. They complement each other well. So I think as long as they keep that flow going, he'll flourish. But when he doesn't have that, yeah, you're gonna get plays where it looks like he's pressing, because that's what you got to do to make plays. You got to press. Like, so, it's like you got to take the good with the bad in that sense.
So you got them going to the Super Bowl.
Right now, I think they got a chance. I would say, like, obviously, personally, I want them to go to the Super Bowl. But it's two different answers. It's like, if I'm looking at what it is right now, and I'm looking at what it is.
Let's go off.
They're in the AFC Championship for sure.
From the day, if you had to make a pick right now, who would you pick?
Who would you take?
Right now, I do like a Detroit-Baltimore Super Bowl if I had to make a pick right now. Because I think Baltimore get hot. I think Steelers. I think there's a chance that the Chiefs get knocked out of the playoffs before the AFC Championship, to be real. And
I agree with that.
And I think I like a Baltimore Detroit Super Bowl. I like Baltimore coming out of the wild card. I said it earlier. I feel like they get hot at the right time. People forgetting that Mitchell hasn't got touches. As he gets healthy and gets back in the swing, and you can add that into the mix with Henry and Hill. I like that. I think Likely's been off the last few weeks. They probably got to figure out how you get him back to playing well, while Andrews is still starting to show back up as the way he does. Lamar is going to take care of what he needs to. The defense got to get some shit together. But I feel like they can come out on the real.
Okay. Chris, who you like? Super Bowl, if you had to pick.
Right now, Kansas City, man. Timmy, you said it best, bro. And Troy said, you said it too. Like, it goes through Pat. And right now, if they get the number one seed, if they get home field advantage, man, it's hard winning at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm gonna keep it real with you. So I
think Steelers can beat them at Arrowhead. I think
here's the thing that frustrates me about Pittsburgh. Here's the thing that frustrates me about Pittsburgh. Russell went crazy yesterday, and they did well against Cincinnati. And I'm glad that they found that connection on offense, because the last 3 or 4 years, the offense for Pittsburgh has been atrocious. It's been terrible. Defense has always been good. What I'm afraid of is that inconsistency last year in the playoffs. It was a terrible display. It was embarrassing when they went against Buffalo. I'm afraid that offense not clicking at the right time in the playoffs, and having our defense have to depend on them day in and day out of us winning a football game. And I just don't think Pittsburgh, they'll unfortunately, and it's coming from me, a fan, they'll lose in the first round. I just don't see that offense helping us take the strides in the playoffs. I could be wrong. Hopefully I am. But I don't really see that going on. It's always been the defense. The defense has been our strong suit for the last 4, 5, 6 years. So I don't know. I got right now Kansas City, Detroit, maybe Detroit and Baltimore, depending on, obviously how the Ravens defense pulled out. But that's what I'm nervous about. It's the defense. Defense, the secondary is bad. They don't communicate. They don't know if it's a post safety or he drops down in the box. They don't communicate in the linebacker position. Roquan Smith, if healthy, if he's not healthy, they don't have a veteran leader in the front seven. That D-line is okay. So that Ravens defense, what Tracy said, I don't think that they're going to be able to help Lamar unless the Ravens put up 40 points a game, which, again, are they capable of doing it? Yes. Are they going to do it? Probably not. So I just don't think the Ravens defense is going to help them out in the playoffs, which is why I think that's what they're going to struggle with.
I got you.
Tim, John, who y'all got real quick? I got to jump, but who y'all got? Who y'all picks?
I'm going Eagles Bills. I feel like Detroit. I like Detroit. Don't get me wrong. Detroit loaded, but I feel like Eagles gonna be able to get pressure on Goff. He a different man when that pressure coming. Our D-line one of the tops in the league. So I think they get pressure to Goff, make that game a little muddy. So I think they beat them, and I think the Bills, they the best thing smoking right now. their defense ain't the best, but it's like mid-tier, whereas though they'll get enough stops to, you know what I'm saying, to win the game because Josh Allen.
I y'all got confidence in Josh Allen, but not Lamar, and he's had the same issue, if not worse.
No, but Josh Allen actually performs in playoff games. Like his numbers, like Troy, one time they lost to Kansas City because the coach went and prevent with 15 seconds left. You feel me? Josh Allen numbers be crazy in the playoffs. Like that's the difference. Like I said, I would knock Lamar. Like I said, if Lamar played good in these playoff games and they was just losing, you know what I'm saying? Sort of like Burrow this year in the season. Burrow putting up 30 burgers and his numbers look good almost every week, but they losing. Like I'm not blaming Joe Burrow. He might have one turnover here and there, but he got to score every possession. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like if Lamar I'm not a hater, but if Lamar actually producing the playoffs, y'all won't hear nothing from me. Like he played. The defense ain't get no stops. You feel me? Like
how come?
Josh,
Sorry.
Josh, I got Joe, Chris, and I got one more thing to tell you. Josh, who you got?
He can't. I think he said his mic out.
His mic is out. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Chris, you can close out with him because I got a break. Timmy, on the real, bro, like for the people and for your co-host, how much money you think you lost to me in betting?
Yo, get out of here. Yo, like, going back and forth, yo.
Hey, Chris, this nigga done funded my whole crib.
This narrative is crazy. Like, we don't be.
It's all Timmy, my nigga.
You think I never won against him, Chris?
Oh,
crazy, yo.
I'm just saying, bro.
But yo, I
just
definitely
what it
appreciate
is,
you pulling up, yo. I definitely appreciate you, yo.
Nah, for sure. We're gonna do it again. Before the Super Bowl for sure, bro. So let me know.
That's a bet, bro.
We'll make it happen. And then when I get to the crib, we gotta make sure we see.
This
will be home too, so we'll make that happen.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Josh was having some technical difficulties, but man, I want to shout out to Chris and Troy, man. Chris, definitely appreciate you coming on, man, dropping gems on us with what you look for in the receiver and football knowledge, man. Definitely want to bring you back sometime in the future. So, man, appreciate you.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate you for having me, Tim. Good talking to you. I know it's been, I don't know how long since we talked.
It's been a minute.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you when I come home.
Yes,
definitely got to do this again, man. I definitely want to come back on with Troy and obviously talk more ball and any questions that you have about receivers, recruiting, football in general, man. I'm with it. I'm obviously enjoyed this one. I definitely can't wait till the next time you put me on. So I appreciate you, Tim and Josh.
Thank you. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, brother.
All right.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. I want to give a special thanks to three people. Special thanks to my co-hosts. I had a little bit of technical difficulty in that segment with Chris and Troy. And special thanks to Chris and Troy. You guys were tremendous. I learned so much. And I promise y'all, the next time y'all want to come on, we'll give y'all the whole hour. Can't wait to have y'all back, fellas. We learned some valuable information. You guys are the best. Appreciate that. In the meanwhile, Tim, let's do week 13 recap. Let's go over the 3 games we picked. Starting off with my guy, Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh. The Chargers beat the Falcons 17-13. It was a defensive game for the Chargers. They did what they had to do. Justin Herbert, ladies and gentlemen, Tim gonna hate this. Justin Herbert was the best game manager I've ever seen. My man out here, 16-23, 147 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 5 times. I need the offensive line to get a little better. They even had the punter do a pass for 3 yards. By the way, Jim, stop with the bull, okay? If you're going to have somebody throw the ball, let Justin Herbert throw the ball. We almost cost us the game, bro. Stop doing that. I like this Chargers team. My guy, Led McConkey, 9 receptions, 117 yards. By the way, Led, if you keep eating, I'm going to eat my fantasy league. Ross know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, shout out to Ross, he know. But Led McConkey, keep doing your thing. And this Chargers team, they play defense. And Tim, quote-unquote best quarterback in the NFC South, bro. He's struggling a little bit, bro. Best according to y'all, not to me. Y'all know what I think the best quarterback in the division is. But Mr. Counterfeit Kirk Cousins, 24-39, 245 yards, and 4 interceptions. Falcons can't win if he playing like that, man.
Yeah, Chargers defense definitely came to play. Offensively, they was getting pressured a lot, so Herbert ain't really have time to throw. Even though he still had a solid game. we actually both picked the Chargers during the pick, so I'm not shocked what happened. Kirk was awful. Kirk was awful Sunday. All 4 of his picks was his fault. It was
all 4.
Tips.
That
All 4.
last interception, that floating lollipop.
It was terrible decision. I don't know what was wrong with Kirk that day. I know. Yeah, it was a bad day, man.
Yes, it
I
was.
would just chalk it up to a bad day. That was horrible. That was horrible. Shout out to Chargers though. Like y'all know I like the Chargers. So it was kind of like wasn't really a win-win, but I ain't really lose. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, bro. Don't be stingy. We both like the Chargers. Don't be stingy out here. We both like the Chargers. That's everybody know how I feel about the coach, top 5 coach, and look. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a little love affair with that quarterback because now I know with this coach, they're gonna put him in the right position. I love it. Shout out to the Chargers. The Chargers are now 8-4. They go to Kansas City. They play Kansas City. If Kansas City wins that's a hat and t-shirt game. They win the division. Meanwhile, for the Atlanta Falcons, the once hot Atlanta Falcons, they were in first place with no one right and behind them.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, they are 6-6 tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Should be very interesting at NFC South.
Yeah.
Next game we're gonna go over, man. Y'all see it. I'm just gonna say the game. I'm just gonna say the score, and I'm gonna let my compadre have it. The Philadelphia Eagles. It came down to M&T Bank Stadium, and ladies and gentlemen, it was a robbery. And the brother on the right side of the screen, he told y'all what was gonna happen. I picked the Ravens. Stupidly. You know what I'm saying about the Ravens? I picked them to lose to the Chargers, they win. I picked them to beat the Eagles, they lose. I'm a little bit confused about what's going on with the Ravens, my takes on the Ravens. We obviously know what happened. Justin Tucker missed field goals. That's well documented. Missed extra points, missed 3 field goals, missed an extra point. That's 4 kicks. Lamar Jackson missed passes. Derrick Henry wasn't as effective as he usually was. Saquon Barkley was the best player on the field, especially in the fourth quarter. Eagles won 24-19, bro. The floor, the robe, the hat, the shirt, it's all yours, my brother.
Yeah, so, man, I don't really got too much to say, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a victory, we pull out the big boy cigars when we get victories, you know what I'm saying? Because, I told y'all, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. I did have one Ravens fan hit me. I don't know why people text so early, but he hit me up when they was up 9-0. Like, I don't think y'all going to score, blah, blah. I said,
ooh,
it get greater later. You know what I'm saying? I love the early Texas because I just like the once you hit them when the game over, it's silent. You know what I'm saying? It's dead silent. So, man, shout out to the Eagles, man. I don't have a lot to say because we talked about this with the guests, so we went into depth about this game. So, man, shout out to the Eagles, man.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to my compadre, too. Victory Cigar. Victory Monday. No better feeling than the NFL. You called it like you said. A better team won. Sirianni. I'm glad he's doing this. He's getting a lot of people off his back. He's making the right moves, doing the right things. And Kellen Moore, shout out to you. You were allergic to running the ball in Dallas. You found out what Jim Harbaugh found out. A little bit of ground and pound. Jalen Hurts can throw, but that's ground and pound, and let's make it easy for the quarterback. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. 10-2, first place in the NFC East. 1 game behind the 11-1 Detroit Lions for first in the NFC. Last game we're going to go over is this game was actually Thursday night. It's Thanksgiving night. The Miami Dolphins and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay won 30-17. Really wasn't a close game. Green Bay had full control of the game. Miami, again, I'm sorry. I like Tua. Tua was 37-46, 365 yards, 2 touchdowns. Johnny Smith, 10 catches, 111 yards. Tyreek Hill caught a touchdown, 83 yards, 6 catches. I just don't trust Miami in cold weather. And Jordan Love this might have been Jordan Love's best game of the season. 21-28, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, and more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I did it for you last week. 0 turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions, no any of that. Green Bay don't turn the ball over. They will be a hard out. Shout out to this Green Bay team. They are now, I'm getting that record straight.
9-3, I believe.
9-3, yes. 9-3 in that jam-packed NFC North with the Lions 11-1, Vikings 10-2, and Green Bay 9-3. Congratulations to the Packers. Keep on winning.
Man, Miami's sorry in the pool, man. They just
yes,
suck.
they are.
It does all that game down too, man. It looked like from the gate, man. So this was the crazy point. Like, I ain't gonna belabor too much, but they get a 3-and-out, and then they punt the ball, and Shorty fumbled the punt. I'm like, God, yo, y'all had something going for y'all. But yeah, they terrible on the road. I think in the cold. They 0-12. 0-12 in the cold. So like, yeah. Shout out to Green Bay though. Shout out to Green Bay. But
the messed up part about Miami is that they need to play in Miami, but other teams would love to play in Miami. Because obviously it's cold, it's hot, and they would have to get accustomed to the humidity. But if they went down there early enough, they could get acclimated to that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And now, like Baltimore cold, Buffalo cold, Cleveland cold, Cincinnati cold, Pittsburgh cold, the Jets cold, Patriots cold. All these cold, you start naming places. The only team I think that's solid, the Texans. They the only team that got a dome in Jacksonville. They outside. The rest of them is cold. It's cold in Tennessee. So Miami gonna have to figure that cold thing out if they want to get to their ultimate destination, just to get to the Super Bowl and win in the AFC, because it's gonna be super duper hard to do that.
I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Give out observations. You call them takeaways, you call them observations, whatever you want to do. We give out week 13 observations as always. Best co-host in the game. He goes first. Tim, what did you notice in week 13?
Man, so I'll let you sit up here for 2-3 weeks now and talk about this Cardinals team.
Oh.
I'm sorry, man. They're not the third best team in the NFC. They're like, they remind me of the Commanders. Like, I can see what they're doing, but they just not there yet. Like, they not sorry or not. They not there yet. Because you watch the Vikings game, they should have beat the Vikings. Like, if you ask me, they should have beat the Vikings. But they didn't take advantage of opportunities. They didn't score a touchdown. Field goals don't win you games in the NFL. And they kept settling for field goals. So, they're not the third best. I'm sorry, they just not the third best team in the NFC. My second takeaway. He used to be my favorite cousin. Now he my second cousin.
No, not second
cousin. Is losing his mind right now. He's losing his mind right now. I don't know if it's color blindness. I don't know what's going on, but we gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. My third takeaway. I know this is gonna sound like a homer thing, but it was the best team in the NFL, man.
Oh.
So watching it, so I like Detroit. Don't get me wrong, I like Detroit a lot. But I think when they play Detroit, they're gonna muddy that pocket for Goff. So their D-line is gonna make it hard for Goff. So I don't think he's gonna have a clean pocket most of that game. So we know Goff, he tends to turn the ball over if the pocket is not clean. So he was the best team in the NFL going into the Ravens. Like, don't get me wrong, y'all know I'm not the biggest Ravens guy, but going into Baltimore, 4:00. They scoring 30 points a game, and we really held them to 12. I know they scored a late touchdown with 3 seconds on the clock, but they got held to 12 points for majority of the game. You know what I'm saying? That says something.
That is saying something. To stop that potent offense,
right?
Points in the game. I know they scored 19, but again, you said that. Ladies and gentlemen, look, don't kill me. With Tim and I essentially saying this, the touchdown counted, but in our mind, it didn't count. They held them to 12 points for majority of the game.
Yeah, so it's like that defense. I think the Eagles defense is better than Detroit, and that'll be the difference if they match up like everybody wants to see. Okay. My last thing, man. I can't think of my boy's name, the coach in Carolina.
Dave Canales.
I shout out Dave Canales because benching Bryce Young was the best thing he could ever do. I think by benching Bryce Young, it slowed the game down for him. He got to watch Dalton. So I think he got to see how to prep for a game. You know what I'm saying? It's in the NFL, it's not all about your skill. It's like your readiness, like how you prepare. Like, I think he got to see, all right, this how I should do this. I should watch film at this time. You know what I'm saying? I think he got more of a routine. Like, all right, take a step back, breathe. All right, okay, I see how you become an NFL quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I get it now. And he's been playing way better since the benching. So shout out Dave Canales. I think they do have a quarterback with Bryce Young, and the future is definitely bright.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I love that take. Two of the takes you had, I was actually going to touch on. One, the Bryce Young. I love that. You know, I watched that game through start to finish.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was going.
Bryce Young.
I was ready to text you, boy, but I'm a late texter. I like to watch the whole game.
Thank you.
You know, I wanted it so bad.
I'm glad you let them 30 seconds play out. Shout out to my boy too for bragging us. He will never get credit like he deserved. That's what a starting quarterback should do. A good starting quarterback. Get your team in field goal range for you to make the kick. And if Tampa Bay would have lost that game at overtime, I would have blamed Baker because he picked. But the kicker missed the field goal. Now, it was a 50-some yard field goal. I think those expectations are a little bit crazy for us. Right. But that's a long field goal. But at the same time, Baker did his job. Congratulations, shout out to Baker for that. But that's the first thing. Bryce Young definitely has been playing well. And then, yes, you are right. This is not one of my observations, but you are right. Arizona is not the third best team in the conference. And this actually gets to my first observation for me. I did say Arizona was the third best team. I was wrong on that. Kyler Murray, you have to stop throwing these stupid ass interceptions. Mm-hmm. Last week, you threw an interception to you just threw it up in Seattle, and the defensive back caught and ran it back for a touchdown. That I gave you a pass for because I thought Seattle was going to win the game. Okay, fine. You play them again this week. We'll pick that game in the future, so you'll see where I'm leaning on that. This week at Minnesota, Byron Murphy used to play for the Cardinals. I know you know him well. He's not on the Cardinals when he plays for the Vikings. He was actually timing the ball up on the sideline like you were throwing it to him. Kyler, you can't throw these dumbass interceptions. Your team is not that good enough to come back from that. You cannot do that. That's dumb. So, yes, you're right. They can't be the third best team if you're doing stupid shit like that. Them dumbass lollipops, bro. You can't do that. Throw the ball right or throw the ball out of bounds. Throw it out of bounds. I like this Arizona team. A little bit of ground and pound, a little bit of defense. Cool. They're not good enough to come back from you turn the ball over. And you're right. They should have beat Minnesota. They definitely should have beat Minnesota. They were up playing enough time to beat Minnesota. My second takeaway. I'm sorry, y'all. I know what y'all do in my fan base that watches this show live. You guys live in Baltimore, Maryland. Your team has a discipline problem. Yes, Justin Tucker missed field goals, but the Ravens are undisciplined. They don't maximize their opportunities the best way they should. And, ladies and gentlemen, look, y'all want to talk to me about Justin Tucker? Did Justin Tucker throw a pass and miss Isaiah Likely like 10 yards? No, I don't think Justin Tucker. Hold on, let me check my notes. Did Justin Tucker throw a pass in the game? Tim, did he throw a pass in the game?
Not at all.
Okay, cool. So, bro, listen, we can blame Justin Tucker, and he rightfully so. But much who gets the credit, much who gets the blame. Y'all tell me this MV3. Well, bro, MV3, you got to make those passes. You got to lead your team back. So the Ravens are an undisciplined team. That's their problem. They can never have a complete game. Offense play good, defense play like shit. Defense play good, offense ain't no good. Offense, defense good. Justin Tucker can't kick the ball. So they need to get it together. My next takeaway, ladies and gentlemen, the comeback player of the year is a two-man race. Yosemite Sam. That's how you say it, right? Yosemite Sam, right?
Yeah, Yosemite. Yep.
I'm sorry, Yosemite. Sam Darnold. And shout out to this entry, Russell Wilson. That is your race for the comeback player of the year. Now, Tim, I've let you talk about Sam Darnold, so I'm going to give Russell Wilson some love. Yeah. For Russell Wilson to go what he went through last year in Denver, to get benched, to get humiliated, to get embarrassed, to come back with this Steelers team and take the Steelers team to a better position than what they were with Justin Fields. They lost one game as Russell Wilson as a starter. One game, and they lost a snow game. So, okay, things happen. Steelers are 9-3, first place in their division. Shout out to Russell Wilson. His last game, he played the Bengals. I know the Bengals defense ain't no good. 29-38, 414 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. George Pickens eating, Fairmount eating. The running backs eating, Van Jefferson eating, Austin eating. Austin had a touchdown. Should have had 2 touchdowns. So, comeback player of the year, Sam Darnold or Russell Wilson. Those guys balling, man. You guys have been playing your ass off. Shout out to both of those guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. Week 14, Tim, of the NFL is here, man. Let's do our preview. Let's get it going. First game, let's start with the first game of the week. The 9-3 Green Bay Packers go on the road to take on the 11-1 Detroit Lions. Detroit's favored by 3.5. Over under is 51. These two teams have played before, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, yes, they played before week 9. Detroit won 24-14. That was a game where Jordan Love had an interception, turned the ball over. Jared Goff didn't turn the ball over. He was efficient. And the Detroit Lions won 24-14. How do you think the rematch would go? Who you like?
So this game, I like this game a lot. I think this is going to be one of the better games of the week. I'm going Green Bay. I think they're going to limit Detroit's possessions on offense. I think they've been running Josh Jacobs more, and it's eating up the clock, and it's going to limit Detroit possessions. And I think they're going to win. It's going to be not low scoring, but low scoring for a Detroit game lately because Detroit been putting about 30 on everybody. So I think it's going to be like you said the first goal was like 24-14. I think it's going to be like 27. Well, that ain't really low scoring, but like about 27-21-ish. I like the score to be, but I like the Packers when they're upset.
Great pick, man. Great pick. It's like them college games we discussed earlier. Toss and turn with this one.
Yeah.
But you kind of think Green Bay needs it. But I just think because of how Philly's putting that pressure on Detroit. Detroit got a lot of injuries, but they find ways to win. I'm going to take the Lions. I think they'll find a way to win this game at home. They understand the importance. I hate saying a team will sweep the team, but I just think they really need it. Because if they lose now, Philly and them are right there neck and neck. And now it opens up Pandora's box. And not even that. It opens up Pandora's box for the division. Yeah, because you got the Vikings at 10-2 and the Packers would be 10-3 if they win the game. So give me Detroit. I'm gonna take the Lions at home in a close game. Give me the Lions. Next game we're gonna go over Sunday at 4:05. We already spoke on this a little bit earlier. I gave just my observations. I told y'all we'd pick it. Seattle is 6-4. 6-5. I'm sorry. Seattle is 6-5. And they go on the road to play Arizona. This game is for first place in the NFC West. Big game. I'm sorry. Seattle is 7-5. Arizona is 6-6. Arizona's favored by 2.5. Over under is 44. Ladies and gentlemen, these teams literally played last week. I spoke about it. Kyler Murray threw one of them stupid ass lollipop interceptions. It was a pick 6 by the great Kobe Bryant. He scored. He had a pick 6. Yeah, at the 31 yard. He returned it for 31 yards. So this is a big game. I'll start us off. First place in the division. Give me Arizona. Kyler Murray, I'm calling you out. Step up. Do what you're supposed to do. Stop throwing that bullshit and throw the right passes. Throw the ball the right way. Stop doing dumb stuff, and you'll win this game. Give me Arizona at home. They have to win this game, or Seattle will run away with this division. Give me Arizona.
Yeah, so I'm watching. So I think Arizona, like, it's not a heartbreaking loss that they lost to Minnesota by 1, but it was like a winnable game. Seattle, they had an early start in New York. I think special teams just wasn't focused early in the game because they was fumbling every kick return. It was crazy, or they figured out the way to win.
And the Jets had a kick return on them.
Yeah, they had a kick return, bro. They fumbled 2 kick returns, Seattle, so it was crazy over there. I think Seattle's a better team, man. So I'm gonna go with Seattle. They got more weapons. I actually like Geno, so I like Seattle. Give me Seattle.
I totally understand, man. I get it. I definitely get it. No, I just think again for Arizona, they lost the road game. They got to win this division game. So that's a great game Sunday, 4:05 on CBS. I think that's the best game of the 4:00 window. I really do. I mean, I know the Bills and Rams is in that window, but I think that this game is more important than that.
Yeah.
The last game that we're going to preview, the 8-4 LA Chargers travel to the 11-1 Kansas City Chiefs Sunday night NBC. You start us off. Oh, I'm sorry. Chiefs are favored by 4 points. Over under is 43. You start us off, my brother. Who you like?
Well, for the key to this game, the Chargers have to stop the run. The last 2 weeks, their run defense has been terrible. Yes. I know Atlanta lost, but B.J. Robinson, he ran for over 100 you know what I'm saying, the week before they played
The Ravens.
The Ravens ran for like 200 rushing yards. The Chargers had to stop the running, beat this Kansas City team, which is they winning, but it's struggling. They barely winning every week, man. And I think the Chargers get back from when they was up 10-0 the first time they played, and I think they put it together. I think Herbert has his best passing day this game. Give me the Chargers.
Chiefs defense, the best part of that team, has been struggling.
Yes, it has.
The Chargers run defense does need to improve. Also, what needs to improve for them is receivers, mainly Quentin Johnson. I hope Quentin Johnson, I'm not trying to be mean, but they need to start looking at receivers, draft, free agency when that happens next year. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Be that as it may, I'm worried with it. I'm right there with you, brother. I'm taking our Chargers. I like the Chargers for the upset. If they can stop the run, their defense will keep them in the game.
Yeah.
We know that with Jesse Mender. I think Jesse Mender should be in the running for the assistant coach of the year. The way he got that defense going, got them moving and grooving. I love that. Justin Herbert, like you said, hopefully JK could be back. I doubt he'll be back. So I need Gus and I need my man from Michigan, Hassan Haskins, bro. Hold on to the damn ball. You fumbled last week at Atlanta. You can't do that again this week.
Nah.
Look at me knowing all the Chargers roster. That's crazy. Right? So, but yeah, man, like I need you to get better. So I was just about to say I'm taking Michigan. I'm taking the Chargers to beat the Chiefs on the road. I'm right there with you. And our Chargers will be 9-4, and they'll be the 5th seed. And that 5th seed is a great because you get to play Houston in the first round. And ladies and gentlemen, if that's the matchup, I can't put enough money down on the Chargers because y'all know how I feel about the Texans. They've been fooled gold since they got all them players. So we both like the Chargers, man. Give me the Chargers. Ladies and gentlemen, some other notable games this week in the NFL. You guys see the graphic. Graphic is up. The game that I'm going to touch is the 6-6 Falcons. They travel to the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings. That game is super duper big, huge game. And then obviously the other game I have on here is the Bills at the Rams. You guys can see that. But again, let me touch the Falcons and the Vikings real quick. Sam Darnold, I need you this week, bro. Handle business. You handle business, I'm good. Do your job, and we will be fine. Come on, Sam Darnold. Come on, Justin Jefferson. Come on, Kevin O'Connell. Come on, Aaron Jones. Do what you need to do. If the Falcons, when the Falcons lose that game, they're gonna have some serious internal questions that they need to ask themselves if Kirk Cousins don't stop playing better. It's as simple as that. Tim, college basketball is underway. Big games this week, ladies and gentlemen. As you see on the screen, we have the games up. Tim, what's the game this week that has caught your attention?
It's actually two. Iowa State and Marquette. That's going to be a great game. That should be a down-the-wire finish, a 1 or 2 possession game at the end. And UConn versus, let me check my phone.
Baylor.
Yep, UConn. Yeah. That's going to be one of them ones because UConn coming off 2 losses. So they back hungry. You know what I'm saying? When you win them championships in college basketball, it's hard to like the regular season is hard to get up for every game because you just won a championship and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's so many games.
Went back to back.
Yeah, you're right. They went back to back. So they trying to three-peat. And then with this transfer portal, you got new guys coming out. Yeah, so it's like it's hard to get the team to gel because it's a new group of guys every year. It's not the same core. You know what I'm saying? You got people going to the league. So I think, that UConn game going to be a pretty good game, though. I like both of them games this week.
Yeah, man, you picked great games. Baylor, UConn, Wednesday, 6:30, and then you picked Marquette and Iowa State, number 5, number 6, Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, Wednesday is the perfect day to watch college basketball. There's some great games. In fact, one of the games I'm going to pick, I'll do 2 games. Actually, at 9:15, I'm not doing this because I'm a homer, but number 2, Auburn goes to number 9, Duke. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen Auburn play, they play like an NBA team. They shoot threes, they get up and down the court. They play a fast-paced type of game. They have guards that can penetrate, distribute the ball, and shoot the ball. So please watch that Auburn-Duke game. And then my next game we're going to do is Saturday at 10 o'clock, late start. The college football games will not be wrapping up or almost be wrapping up. So you can watch number 5 Kentucky and number 7 Gonzaga. Mark Few got them boys at Gonzaga running. Kentucky, Pope, the coach, he got them going, got them right. So I love what I'm saying out of those guys. Can't wait for these games this week. Big week in college basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, as the college basketball season starts progressing, we will dive more into it.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the best producer in the game, Ross. We love you, brother. You are the best. Ladies and gentlemen, the best co-host in the game, Tim. Got that money green on. The Eagles flying high, baby. They flying high. He doing well. Congratulations to your Eagles. I want to thank the best co-host in the game, Tim, man. I'm merely Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all next week. We out.
Appreciate y'all.
Fly, Eagles, fly.